Watch. Will Smith banned from Oscars for 10 years. And so the lion fell in love with the lamb, or, in this case, the vampire fell in love with the vampire. On the April 5 episode of the Twilight Effect podcast, actress Ashley Greene, who portrayed the clairvoyant vampire Alice Cullen, revealed that she developed a serious crush on one of her castmates while shooting the popular film series. Who, you might ask? Why, none other than the actor playing her characters. Very own on-screen love, Jackson Rathbone. Yes, Halise was almost real. The Immaculate Room star, 35, shared that felt an instant connection with Rathbone, who played Jasper Hale, from the moment they first met. Within our first encounter, I was like, he's super cute and a southern gentleman, she said. It was like, oh okay, I am into it. He sings, he taught me how to swing dance. He was just, and he's supposed to be my lifetime love on screen. I was like, this is gonna be easy. While the actress revealed that she never told Rathbone, 37, how she felt about him while they were filming the series together, she shared that he likely had to have known about her crush at the time. So, why didn't she say anything? I mean, maybe it's because of the crushing fear of rejection, she explained. If he did know, he just wasn't into. The actress also added that, at the time, she hadn't developed the skill set of creating on-screen chemistry and separating that. But, as time went on, Greene revealed that her crush on Rathbone slowly simmered down. At a certain point you can only crush so hard until your dreams are just broken, she said. No, I dated people in the 5 years. I wasn't just like, chilling, and hopelessly waiting for him. While they might have not ended up together IRL, both Greene and Rathbone have found their own happily ever afters. In 2018, Greene married her longtime partner Paul Cowrie, while Rathbone married Sheila Hofstede back in 2013. Now, in hindsight, Greene can find the joy in her almost romance. She added, also, like, what's a harmless crush? It was super fun. Check out more surprising secrets from the world of Twilight below. 1. When first writing Twilight, screenwriter Mark Lord recalled fears that the male audience wouldn't be interested. They wanted to take the concept of Romeo and Juliet with vampires and build in a structure that was far more a cinematic structure, he shared on the Big Hit Show podcast. And they wanted to just put in more action to advance it more and give something more for the male audience. They thought they were going to lose the male audience with too much of a romance. 2. Director Catherine Hardwicke quickly made the writers pivot after throwing the script into the trash. The original script literally had Bella on jet skis being chased by the FBI, she recalled. She was a star athlete. Nothing to do with the book. 3. Paramount and MTV initially had acquired the film rights to Twilight, with the original script making significant changes to the book. It had veered very far from the book, and so I did not like it at all, Twilight director Catherine Hardwicke revealed to Cinema Blend. After 3 years, Paramount released the rights and then independent film studio Summit Entertainment immediately picked them up. 4. Stephenie Meyer had some strict guidelines when it came to the adaptation of her source material. She didn't want any stereotypical vampire elements added in and demanded that Edward's "So the lion fell in love with the lamb" line make it into the final version. She also stepped in to have Kellen Lutz take over the role of Emmett when she didn't agree with the initial casting choice and asked to have Bella and Edward's first kiss toned down. Of stepping in to put her foot down, Meyer told EU, "That's hard for me, but I am glad of every time I did it and I don't think I stepped on too many toes and everyone seems to still like me." 5. According to Summit's then head of production Eric Feig, book author Stephenie Meyer was adamant that her vampires didn't have fangs. The negotiated language says, no actor playing a vampire will have canine incisors longer than those found in the average human being, he recalled on Spotify's The Big Hit Show podcast. And that to me is, I love that line. 6. Director Catherine Hardwicke knew she found her Bella when watching Sean Penn's film Into the Wild. I see Kristen, with all that longing and just lusting for Emil Hirsch, and I am like, oh my god, that is so what I felt from the book. This girl that has so much longing, and it's so contained, and just repressed. Longing, but it was so palpable. So I thought, oh, it's got to be Kristen. 7. Some soon-to-be major actresses, including some who would also become faces of their own respective franchises, that auditioned for Bella Swan included Emily Browning, Meyer's early first choice, Michelle Trachtenberg, Lily Collins and Jennifer Lawrence. I didn't really know what it was, Lawrence later said on the Howard Stern show of her Twilight audition. You just get like 5 pages, at the audition, and they're like, act monkey. And when it came out I was like, hot damn. Whoa. 8. Based on a suggestion from Emile Hirsch, who starred opposite Kristen Stewart in Into the Wild and was in Hardwicke's Lords of Dogtown, the director zeroed in on Stewart for the role, despite the actress initially having no interest in the project upon hearing the synopsis. But after meeting with Hardwicke and going through the script together, Stewart quickly changed her mind. 9. Over 5,000 actors reportedly went out for the role of Edward Cullen, including Dave Franco, Jamie Campbell Bower, who would go on to play Keyes in the follow-up films, Schitt's Creek's Dustin Milligan and Michael Welch, who landed the role of human Michael Newton. Moreover, Henry Cavill was Meyer's first choice but was too old by the time the movie came along. He was reportedly considered for the role of Carlisle, the Cullen family patriarch. But the final 4 contenders were Robert Pattinson, Ben Barnes, Shiloh Fernandez and Jackson Rathbone, who would eventually nab the role of Jasper Cullen, and they were all brought to Hardwicke's home in California to test opposite Stewart. 10. The chemistry read involved the infamous meadow scene, which Stewart and Pattinson performed on Hardwicke's bed. When it came to the kiss, Hardwicke recalled Pattinson being a bit too revved up, but told EU it was electric. Pattinson later revealed he took half a Valium before the make-or-break audition. After the 4 actors tested, Hardwicke was still uncertain, but Stewart knew who her Edward was right away, telling Vanity Fair, I was like, are you kidding me? It's such an obvious choice. 11. Prior to landing Twilight, Pattinson has considered leaving the entertainment industry after a string of failed auditions following Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Rip Cedric Diggory. I was going to quit acting because I never got any jobs, he would recall on Today, so I guess it's not really quitting when you're not getting jobs, it's just surrendering to fate. 12. While he would go on to play the titular Teen Wolf in MTV's hit series Teen Wolf, Tyler Posey revealed he auditioned against his good friend Taylor Lautner for the role of Jacob Black in the first film. So, yeah, I auditioned for Twilight, Jacob Black. Taylor Lautner beat me, he told MTV with a laugh. Congratulations, dude. That's a sick role. That's awesome. I hate you. 13. Another young star who auditioned for a role in Twilight included future Pretty Little Liars actress Lucy Hale, who wanted to play Alice Cullen. She would also audition for Jane in New Moon and Leah Clearwater in Eclipse. She told J14, I read the books and I wanted to be part of the first movie so. 14. After initially going out for the role of villain James, Cam Gigandit, known for his bad boy turn on the OC, was brought back in to read for Emmett Cullen. So I was like, is there anything you guys have for me? Anything at all? And so I went in for Kellen Lute's character, he told MTV. Once I went in, I was like, oh my gosh, I like this character, but I just have to play James. We waited a little bit, and after about a week, we heard back, and they were like, okay, well give him the job. 15. Meyer made a brief cameo in the first film as one of the diners in a scene between Bella and her dad Charlie, Billy Burke. She would also appear in Breaking Dawn Part 1 as a guest as Bella and Edward's wedding, along with screenwriter Melissa Rosenberg, co-producer Bill Bannerman and producer Wick. 16. On the first shot on the first day I strained one of my ass cheeks. My ass just couldn't take the strain of the first one, Pattinson revealed to Jimmy Kimmel. His injury caused a problem with the company insuring the film and led to a bit of physical therapy for the star. 17. When New Moon was officially announced the day after Twilight dominated its opening night at the box office, fans were shocked to see Lautner not listed among the cast members. But it wasn't a typo, as the studio confirmed it was assessing whether or not the 16-year-old could play the character after his wolf transformation. The doubts came up because he had very few scenes in the first movie, and also because he's described as being 6'5" in the second book, so there were reasonable facts that we had to come to grips with, New Moon director Chris Weitz explained to Reuters. 18. In fact, there was even an actor in mind to take over the part, the Scorpion King 2 and One Tree Hill star Michael Coppen. I have nothing against Taylor. Personally, I think he's great and tremendous at what he does, Coppen told MTV. But it's just adjusting to the fact that Jacob has to grow. It's a matter of going with the storyline. 19. But Lautner was committed to playing Jacob, taking on an intense training regime to bulk up as soon as production wrapped on the first film. His prep included consuming 4,000 calories per day, eating every 2 hours and working out for 2 hours at least 5 days a week. I knew I had to get to work right away. There could be no waiting involved, the then 17-year-old told Interview. The day I finished Twilight, I came home and started bulking up. For New Moon, I am 30 pounds heavier than I was in Twilight. 20. While Lautner, and his legions of fans, enjoyed his physical transformation, there was one aspect to playing Jacob that the actor didn't like. That wig. There was hatred between both of us, he told MTV. It did not like me, I did not like it. Not fond memories. 21. After dyeing her hair blonde to play Cullen family member Rosalie in the first film, Nikki Reed opted to wear a wig for the rest of the series to protect her hair. My hair fell out, she revealed to MTV of the damage. It took 36 hours initially to make me blonde, and every other day, I was bleaching my head and my skin. This time around, we are testing out different wigs and stuff. 22. More wig woes. After cutting her hair to play Joan Jett in The Runaways, Stewart had to wear a wig for Eclipse, one that earned a lot of eyebrow raises. Leading up to Breaking Dawn. Part 1. Stewart assured fans she would be rocking her own hair and revealed Summit really didn't want her to chop her hair in the first place. They're going to hate me for this, but they offered me lots of many ridiculous things to not do that, she told George Lopez in 2010. I completely understand, I just thought we'd have a better wig, and, it's okay, we worked it out, and hopefully, it's okay now. 23. After originating the role of villain vamp Victoria, Rochelle Lefevre was replaced by Bryce Dallas Howard, who was first approached to take on the role years prior in Eclipse. And Lefevre was not happy about the casting change, which the studio attributed to scheduling conflicts. I was stunned by Summit's decision to recast the role, Lefevre said in a statement. I was fully committed to the Twilight saga, and to the portrayal of 24. Newcomer Xavier Samuel won the role of Riley, Victoria's sidekick, in the franchise's third installment, reportedly beating out Channing Tatum and Harry Potter star Tom Felton for the job. 25. Michael Sheen took on the role of Volturi Coven leader Arrow because his daughter Lily, with Kate Beckinsale, was a massive fan of the series. I was mainly excited about it because I knew I would make my daughter very happy, he told the Daily Record. That was the main reason, and then I read the books and I really enjoyed them. I didn't think I was going to, but I really did. 26. For Bella's highly anticipated wedding dress, production turned to Carolina Herrera. Carolina had worked with Stephanie personally for events, and they struck up a friendship and dialogue, so we talked to Carolina for the dress, costume designer Michael Wilkinson revealed to MTV. They'd been talking about the day that this dress would hit the big screen for a while, and I was happy to help with the design as a consultant because it had to work with the rest of the film. For the rest of the Cullen women and Bella's mom, the costume designer created original dresses for each character. 27. The problem with a custom couture wedding gown? The chances were high of it getting ruined, which almost happened due to the bad weather in Oregon. And they only had 2 duplicates. I had a vision of the wet paint slowly creeping up the hem of the dress, but in the end, we got away with it, Wilkinson told In Style. We shot the wide shot first, and sure enough, by the time we moved in for the close-ups, the hem was soaking up the paint like a thirsty. 28. Okay, but how did Edward get Bella pregnant when he's, you know, dead, and she's not? Meyer actually provided an answer to this question on her official web site back in the day. Like with vampire skin, which looks similar to human skin and has the same basic function, fluids closely related to seminal fluids still exist in male vampires, which carry genetic information and are capable of bonding with a human ovum. So there you go. 29. The original cut of Bella and Edward's wedding night sex scene initially caused Breaking Dawn Part 1 to receive an R rating, with director Bill Condor forced to tone down the couple's highly awaited first time. There are very specific guidelines on thrusting intercourse, he told The Hollywood Reporter. 30. Pattinson nearly caused the fanbase to combust in 2011 when he revealed at a press conference for Breaking Dawn that a real priest was used for the wedding scene, so technically we are already married because he did all the things you would do in a normal ceremony. So we don't have a civil union in law, but I guess in the church we are actually married. 31. In 2011, a judge ruled in Summit's favor after they filed a legal claim against BB Dakota when the clothing company changed the name of one of its jackets to the Bella Swan jacket after Stewart wore it in the first film. 32. Stars you may have forgotten appeared in the franchise's films include Anna Kendrick, Shameless Noelle Fisher, Lost star Maggie Grace, Lee Pace, Westworld's Angela Sarafian and Oscar winner Rami Malek. 33. In an interview with Vulture years later, Hardwick didn't exactly have fond memories of her time reading the scripts for Twilight, admitting, "Every one of those scripts sucked. Oh Lord, did they suck." She isn't the only franchise director to bash the series, with David Slade having to apologize for disparaging comments he made before signing on to direct Eclipse. Twilight drunk? No, not even drunk. Twilight on acid? No, not even on acid. Twilight at gunpoint? Just shoot me, he once said during a radio interview. 34. A 10-year-old Mackenzie Foy landed the integral role of Renesmee, Bella and Edward's half-vampire half-human baby that Jacob imprints on, lol remember that. And the entire production team and cast were protective of the newcomer on Breaking Dawn Part 2, with even Condor placing a swear jar on set, which accumulated over $800, and the two leads taking a particular interest in Foy. As for her on-screen mom and dad, they were amazing with her, Condor told EU. It really brought something paternal out in Rob, and Kristen was especially protective. I'd have to interrupt them when they were in deep conversation to get going with a scene. While CGI was ultimately used to portray the baby version of Renesmee, it was later revealed the production team attempted to use a doll to extremely creepy results. Seriously, it earned the nickname Chuckesmee.